everyone. Welcome back to Art Therapy with MindSoulMeditations. Before we get started, let's take a moment to take a deep breath and let it out slowly. And another one. Let's talk about gratitude. Art therapy is a powerful tool for cultivating gratitude because it allows you to tap into your creative and introspective self. So the act of creating art, whether it be painting, drawing, sculpting, or any medium, really encourages self-expression and mindfulness. As you engage in the artistic process, you'll have the opportunity to reflect on the positive aspects of your life, the people, the experiences that you're grateful for, and the beauty that surrounds you. With art therapy, you can explore your feelings of gratitude and show them symbolically in a tangible and visually captivating manner. The process that you'll take to select colors and shapes can serve as a meaningful representation of the depth and nuance of your gratitude. The therapeutic nature of making art can provide a sense of calm and clarity and allow you to shift your focus away from negative thoughts or stresses in your life and towards a more appreciative and grateful mindset. By creating art centered on gratitude, you can not only externalize the feelings that you're having, but also create a physical representation of those feelings, allowing you to pursue your journey towards a more positive and thankful outlook on life. Art therapy really offers a unique and powerful avenue for self-reflection and emotional expression, and the cultivation of gratitude, making it an invaluable tool for personal growth and well-being. Today we're going to create some art depicting gratitude. So I have a prompt ready. We're going to use a new style of art today called Fauvism. And Fauvism is a style of art that is similar to Expressionism. It's in the same period as Expressionism, and a famous painting that you might recognize that's in this style is Edvard Munch's The Scream. So it uses more childlike, simple type artistic styles, and we're going to use that today. So our first artwork that we're going to create, I'm going to do a woman holding pink hydrangeas, because hydrangeas are symbolic of gratitude for being understood. And I'm going to put a bright sun, because the sun is always a symbol of gratitude. And we're going to place the sun behind her, and we're going to use bright colors, textured background. I'm using watercolor today. And we're going to use some amount of surreal art in the style of, I'm going to change the second one here to Fauvism art. And I'm going to change the aspect ratio to 4:5. And I'm going to work with Niji for today. So some of the symbols that we can use to represent gratitude include things like lotus flowers, infinity symbols, hearts, spirals, tree of life, even the yin and yang symbol, mandalas, the sun, like I mentioned, rainbows, hands either representing giving, receiving, or even holding hands, open books, or seeds and sprouts. So our first prompt that we're trying out is complete. Let's take a look and see how this came out. So here's our first prompt. You can see it's a more childlike, innocent type of artistic style. With the sunset behind her, it gives it a bit of a angelic, happy, saintly kind of look to the image. It really gives out innocence, and the expression on her face is very calming and does express gratitude with the symbolic flowers that she's holding as well. So I'm going to change the prompt, and instead of having a woman holding pink hydrangeas with a bright sun above her, I think I'm going to try something a little bit different and go with a double exposure of a woman's face and a lotus floating in the water. So let's give that a try. I'm going to try it at 4 up to 5, but I think because I'm having it more of a horizontal type of idea with this one, I may also try it at 16:9. So I've copied the prompt and we're going to try it at 16:9, which is a landscape ratio, and see what we get with that. Although I do like the ones that have come up above it. So let's take a look at the ones that came up in the 4:5 ratio. I can see a few there that I really like. Let's take a closer look. So they're all quite nice. I think the one in the top right where her chin is raised gives me a little bit more of the gratitude sort of vibe, or the one right beneath it in the bottom right where she's looking up. I think I would prefer that she have her eyes open, so I may try to change the prompt to have her eyes be open. These are actually all really nice images. So the horizontal ones, just looking at them briefly here, they're not really quite right. So I'm going to stick with the 4:5 ratio, and we'll try with open eyes. So I've added to my prompt that I would like her eyes to be open and looking to the sky. So let's see how that comes out. I think I'm going to run another one. And I'm just going to have her raise her arms to the sun. I'm not necessarily going to do a double exposure this time. I'm just going to do a woman with her arms raised to the sun. Her eyes are open, looking to the sky. And I'm going to remove the lotus. And we'll give that one a try as well, and go look at the other ones that we created. So I do like the first one here at the top. The only one I would say that I'm not particularly fond of is the one that's in the dark blues and the oranges. I think they're all pretty stunning images. What is missing is that she doesn't really have a smile. So I think maybe we'll try this one more time, and we're going to add a smile into it. And as you can see, as I'm going through the prompts, I started off with the simple idea, and I'm constantly changing it. And this is how you evolve your prompts, change your prompts, build your prompts, so that you can come up with the final look that you're really looking for. So even if you just started with a woman with her eyes open looking at the sky, and then you'll keep adding to it. Maybe you want it to be photography, or you want to specify oil or watercolor or some other style. So, and you'll just keep building on it until you get that look that you're envisioning. So let's go and add a smile. So I'm going to just add she is smiling with her eyes open looking to the sky. And here's the second prompt that I've run, and this is the one where she's got her arms up like she's cheering with the sun. And we can take a look at those ones. So each of these does represent gratitude very well. I'm not sure that any is precisely what I'm looking for. I like the one in the bottom right somewhat, but I might run this one again just to see what else I can get. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. So let's take a look at the new ones. So I do think adding the smile really added a lot to it. Might want to run a few more in this specific prompt with everything exactly as it is, just to see what I get. But the one here in the top right, to me, that really does a great job. We've got the symbol of the lotus flower. She looks really happy. She's looking up. She looks grateful. She looks empowered. I think that that's a fantastic image. I do like the one on the bottom left as well, with the oranges and blues and the lotus flower just kind of seemingly floating in space, but it's actually floating on that blue water. So it's a really good double exposure. So I might enlarge that one as well. I'm going to try running this prompt one more time just to see what else I get. So I'm going to go ahead and enlarge 2 that I liked. So I'm going to enlarge U2 for the second one and U3 for the third one. So far, these are amongst my favorites. From our previous set, there's 3 that I like. I think I might enlarge all 3. So that's the first one, U1, the third one, U3, and the last one, U4. So I'm going to upscale each of those. Now, I reran some of these and I did identify certain ones that I like, so I could have also done variations on them, but I just want to see what else I can get. So we definitely got some new ones that are interesting, so let's take a look at those. So the top one, top left, is pretty nice. I do find that the smile is not prominent enough. I don't really see the laughter in her eyes. That one I could potentially run a variation. The second one in the top right, that one is pretty fantastic, as is the one directly below it in the bottom right. And I actually really like the one in the bottom left because it's a lot more abstract to it. The smile may not be as prominent as I would like, so I might run a variation on that one. But I really like its composition and its use of colors and just the strangeness to it. I think I would want to play with that style a little bit more and maybe do some variations with it. And so we have one other one here with the arms raised. So they do look nice, but I wonder if these might be nicer in a different style. So there's 2 things that I can try for these ones here, as I'm going to, we'll take a look at them. So I think I might try them in version 6 of Midjourney and then also try them with style references. So let's just take a look first. I actually do kind of like the one in the bottom left here. It's a little bit pop art in its style, a little bit vintage looking, and that one does kind of appeal to me. I like how the sun's rays are sort of also makes me think of like a circus tent, just like a happy moment, or a sun that you would see on like a vintage poster with those oranges and sort of the aqua tealish kind of blue. I do like the one in the bottom right as well. Again, she's got a bit of a vintage look to her. It looks like she's holding the sun, which I think that is actually a great symbol for gratitude as well. So I might keep both of those, but I am going to still try it in the other version, and I'm going to try some style references. So I'm going to run it once more, but I'm going to remove Niji 6, and we'll see how that looks in version 6 instead of Niji 6. And I'm going to run some random style references, leaving it in Niji. So one thing that I'd like to show here is just a quick tip. Let's say you want to do a bunch of different style references and use random, but you want to save yourself a little bit of time. Instead of running them individually one at a time, what you can do is use the function repeat. So if I add -- repeat space and the number of times I want the prompt to repeat, it'll run the random style reference that many number of times and generate the same prompt the number of times I specify. So I'm going to say 6 so we can see 6 different style references, and I'm going to submit. So when I asked Midjourney to repeat the prompt 6 times, it generated a message for me asking, are you sure you really want to run this 6 times? So you need to confirm, because if you're using credits or you're on limited amount of fast hours, you may want to confirm that this is how you want to use your time and that wasn't an error. So I'm going to click yes. And so there's the first 3 coming out. The other 3 are going to go into the queue. So our 6 prompts are complete. I'm actually really liking the first one here, what I'm seeing. So let's take a look at those. So these give me a little bit of Day of the Dead kind of feel to them. I like the contrast between the colors and the black and white. So it's a really cool style. So if this is a style that you like, I'll make sure that I post this so that you can try this style out when you're making your own art. But I think these are fabulous, and I would definitely want to play around with this style a little bit more. I might even take it to Photoshop, and in some of the areas where there's some swirls, I might add additional color into it just to make it pop a little bit more. But I definitely would keep that contrast of black and white with the colors. So that's really neat. Our next one is kind of cartoony. I'm not sure that this style particularly speaks to me. She looks a little bit more distressed in all of them than grateful. Then we have a nice soft pink, and pink is a color of gratitude. So these are really sweet, actually. I like all of these. So if you're looking to do a little bit of inner child at the same time and show gratitude, these are actually really sweet images. And I imagine that if we played with it a little bit more, we might be able to get a more mature looking female character, but these are pretty cute. So this has got some really bold colors, a little bit of darkness to it. Sort of shows a little bit of coming out of the darkness and into the light. I can definitely see some potential with this particular style. I might play with it a little bit more and share some of those results at the end. So this style here sort of looks like a little bit of a simplistic Disney type style. It definitely has sort of a sense of being animated. It is nice. I'm not sure it's a style for me, but I will share this style reference at the end. So let's look at the last style. This style is definitely sort of minimalist, vintage, pop art. I do get a gratitude sense from each one of these images. I like the one in the top right where she's got her hands up in sort of prayer. It has sort of the sense of like a very simple style poster. It's not the style that I'm looking for, so I might try a few more. So I'll share all of these styles at the end so that you can experiment with any of them, and I'll probably throw a couple more in as well. So I hope you've enjoyed making art with me today. Today's affirmation is, I am grateful for the lessons learned and the opportunities for growth. Thank you for joining me for another day of art therapy. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you had a chance to create some really amazing art. Make sure to join me again tomorrow, and I really look forward to seeing you there.